I'm from a small town, man. I grew up in a small town, Covington, Louisiana, the town that I'm from, 1 hour north of New Orleans, Louisiana. Our town's most famous, Lee Harvey Oswald went to our middle school. True story. Basketball player Pistol Pete Maravich lived and died in our town. So, 2 good shooters. From downtown, both of them. Dude, they had a fella in our town who could jerk off and then catch it in his hair. Yeah, this dude, Big Slick, they called him. He was an adult. I think. I never ID'd him. I just watched the performance, you know? Just here for the tricks, not the fellowship. Fire again, Slick. Oh! He caught it. He caught it. True story. Tulane University, that's a center for higher learning. They had their primate testing facility in our town. That's where most people worked at by the Monkey Center. Yeah, by the Monkey Center. And in 1994, 70 infected monkeys got out, and they let us out of YMCA summer camp to help the police look for them. So what have you done with your life, okay? Until you and 6 kids you barely know in wet bathing suits have surrounded 9 chimpanzees outside of a Wendy's. You probably really don't know yourself, okay? I'm serious. The officer came into the Y. He's like, we need the tallest boys. And the lady's like, what's going on? It's like, the monkeys got out. And I just hit a growth spurt. I'm like, Pac-Man. I want to put this on my resume. I want to get out of this town. Fast forward 9 minutes, I'm out back of a Wendy's wrangling chimps. And I'm not discrediting evolution, but monkeys don't act like we ever knew each other. We're the only ones holding up that bad bargain, okay? I'm out back by the drive-thru, this little bastard's throwing rocks at me. And I'm out there like, remember me? I'm you. We evolved from monkeys. That's a crock of shit, man. Then where are all the middle monkeys at? We can't find one middle monkey. Where the monkey that's throwing shit but considering getting a job? Not one? Come on, man. So, my best friend growing up was this boy named Danny, and he was born with some deficiencies. He had extra salivary glands in his face, you know? He was real just juiced up in the jowls, this boy. And when he would smile or feel real joyous, he would spray out the sides of his mouth. So you had to keep a cloth on you, dab him up at the corners, keep him dry. That's friendship. Now, unfortunately, the devil got him twice because he was also born with a wrist in his neck. And I don't know, I'm not a doctor, I'm not in that bone game, you know? Maybe they were out of necks when he was made and they just put a big wrist in there, you know? A wrist, yeah. But about every 4 seconds, his head would just swing around in a big circle, just like that. Just uncontrollably, just a big and he was my best friend, man. He was also easy to do magic on. So anyway, we grew up in the stray animal belt, and that's just an area where God was making a lot of extra animals. Just animals you probably never even seen, a lot of one-offs and outtakes. Animals that didn't cut it in the kingdom, you know? You know, chimpanebras, alpacaquis. Ring a bell? I thought not, right? But I lived by a highway growing up, and a lot of those animals would get hit and killed on the highway, right? So on Saturdays, me and your boy would go out there and we'd pull the animal bodies off of the highway and we would bury the animals and get them right with God, right? So one weekend we're burying something. I don't even remember what it was. Could have been a dog, could have been a tall raccoon, actually. Could have been a small man with a lot of hairy legs and long foot nails, okay? If it was a man, I didn't recognize him. So we're putting them in the ground, whatever it was, and in the dirt, we found a stack of nudie magazines. You know, titty literature, man. And we never seen anything like this. We were children, you know? We were middle-aged children. We never seen no sex booklets. We never seen no sex at all, man. We just thought people was just hugging real angrily. So we crack open this sex booklet, and in the picture, they got people doing sex. But right in the picture where the peenie and the vagina kind of met each other, somebody cut that area out. That's how we felt. Somebody cut that area out with like a knife or like a small saw. So we crack open the next page, man. And right there in the same thing, they got pictures of people with the penises and the vaginuses just attacking each other like angry Germans in the distance. And somebody cut that area out with like a knife or like a baby quiet jackhammer. So we were so angry, man, and we kept looking through every picture and every page and the same thing. 600-700 pictures, somebody cut out that magical little area, man. Somebody clipped that insertion and taken it with them. Somebody running around town with a bunch of fuckfetti on them. Just ready to just have it all. Ready to just throw a surprise party for their libido. So we were furious and curious. And that's two things you do not want a child to be. We wanted to see it all, man. So this was a time when you could still do peeping Tomming. Remember that? Yeah, right? Yeah, you look like you know your way around the windowsill, brother. And you weren't a criminal if you was peeping Tom, and you were probably somebody who didn't have cable, you know? So we'll just watch y'all. So we went looking for sex, dude. And I would hold the ladder, right? Because I've always been afraid of heights. And that means was going up, right? But he ain't the best lookout. Just because the Lord keeps changing the channels on him. So we didn't see any sex, man. We saw, what did we saw? Some drug use. We saw some team drug use, a little family drug use. You know, a little vein hunt in the house. And we saw some domestic abuse. We saw a woman get beaten by a thing of saran wraps. Yeah. You know, that plastic cling stuff that's so very helpful. Not in this case, but usually. And honestly, dude, after discussing it, we felt like she deserved it, honestly. But this is early 90s when women still deserved it. Look, I didn't make the timeline, okay? I've just been living alongside it. So we didn't see any sex. So we gave that man back his ladder. And at the time, God had been making just a bunch of cats, just thousands of cats, and you could hear them in night and just kind of just massaging each other, kind of, and just putting each other in leg locks, you know, and just doing just dirty things to each other, and just, you could sometimes even just hear them thinking mean thoughts. So we started catching cats, man, and we caught 8 cats. We caught 8 cats, and we tried to get them to do sex, bruh. And I'm not proud of it. You know, it's still hurts a little when I say it. But it's not a sin. It doesn't say you can't do that in the Bible. It doesn't say you can. So it's really probably up to your own interpretation. But anyway, we caught 8 cats and we tried to get them to do sex, man. And some of y'all looking at me like I'm just a pervert, you know? We didn't mash them together, you know? Or do their legs like this, you know? We just lit candles around the cage and read them poetry. And we would sprinkle cinnamon on their backs and put chocolate sauce on their feet and just, you know, sensual ideas. But they weren't doing sex, and they were losing weight. They were, dude. We had them for about 2 months. Yeah, and they were losing weight. But I'll tell you why, real quickly, why they were losing weight. Because a man down the street had a rabbit, right? And that rabbit had its ears burnt off, you know? And I don't know if that rabbit had been in like some gang activity or if it had heard too much. I don't know that rabbit's life, okay? But that rabbit was eating cabbage. And we thought it was a cat with big back feet. So we thought, oh, look at this beautiful cat with big back feet eating cabbage. We got 8 cats, you know, worn out from not even doing sex, the nerve of them. So we started feeding them cabbage, man. So we had 8 cats in a cage, not doing sex, losing weight, eating cinnamons and cabbage. Basically, we had like a little POW account. It is sad. And we let them all go. And I saw 2 of them making love by the bus stop about a month later. And I think the message is, sometimes we think we can control everything, but really only God can really get these cats to fuck out in these streets. So that could be it. Yeah, small town, man. They just busted a man in our town with a 30-pound bag of hamster bones on him. Yep, they got him. They got him, baby. How many hamsters do you think that is, new friend? Just guess, just throw a number out of your face with your brain. How many you think, Daddy? 200, what you think, sir? 400, huh? 300, let's get a lady down here. What do you think, young lady? 100 hamsters, okay, man. It's about 2,000 hamsters, guys. So close, not bad guesses, man. Had a fella yesterday guess 7 hamsters. I'm like, sir, you think 30 pounds of hamster bone came out of 7 hamsters? You got Galapagos hamsters, brother? He's got them rideable hamsters. Yeah, come on, Nibbles. We late for church, yeah. Yeah, they busted this dude, man. Had a pillowcase with 30 pounds of hamster bones in it in the back of a Toyota Tercel. And my buddy's like, what'd they charge him with? I'm like, with working for Satan, brother. With freelancing for Voldemort, Daddy Bear. The dude had 30 pounds of hamster bones. The ivory of Arkansas. I don't give a damn what he was doing, dude. They got him. They got him, man. It's wild, man. I used to sell hamsters, man. I did, my first job. Because I grew up in a hamster breeding area. Yeah, you could hear them at night. They make love at night. It is it's nice, actually, if you open the window, you know. Hear them in the distance. Kind of sounds like the ocean a little bit. But with a little more squeak to it. Wake up with a little musk on your neck, you know? Yeah. My first job, we used to sell branded hamsters and guinea pigs outside of concerts and raves. Yeah. Because they would brand them, you know? They had a man in our town, he bred hamsters. Another man did tattoo work. They met at a picnic. Boom, that's big business. It's actually called a merger, actually. And they would brand them with whatever band was coming to town. They'd put an insignia on the side of that little hamster, you know? Well, it's a hamster. They're gonna live 2 weeks. Let them fucking turn up, man. A hamster can't get a tat. He got a 17-day lifespan. He can't get tatted up and go to a rave. When did y'all turn into hamster parents? That's what I want to know. Yeah, they'd brand them with whatever band was coming. AC/DC, they put like an AC/DC on its side. Green Day, GD, 311, Sublime, Gerald Levert. They would. And we'd get out there and sell them at the raves and concerts. Because people leaving concerts, what are they on, sir? What are they under the influence of if they're leaving a concert, possibly?
Alcohol.
Alcohol, that's right, brother. Alcohol. Drugs, weed, uppers, downers, rounders, side splitters, daddy. Ecstasy pills. Ecstasy pills. And you approach them with that hamster? That warm, furry, living, lively little eclair of the Lord. You set that thing in their hands, they buy it for $20 every time. First time Green Day came through town, I made almost $600 selling tattooed hamsters and guinea pigs to people on ecstasy. And I don't know how many that is, so we're even, guys. Yeah, dude, bizarre. But he had to work, you know, there's only opportunities we had. I'll tell you how we got busted. Because even Rome must fall. So we're trucking 100 hamps into the city, okay? Sublime is coming to town, we're trucking 100 hamps into the city. Now, legally, the most hamsters you can move in the bed of a truck at one time is 50, right? We got 2 truckloads of 50 each. So in transit, I'm a spotter. I'm in one of the trucks, I'm down under that tarp, got me that drip bottle with that little sip cock coming off the end of it. And I'm just keeping my squad hydrated, you know? Just drip dropping them. Just drip, just drop, drop. Who wants a drip from daddy? Well, let me buy you a drink, bartender. I'm keeping them hydrated, man. Because that air comes running through the truck bed, you know? It'll dehydrate them. Turn a 4-ounce hamster into a 3-ounce hamster, like that. Bad for sales. And bad for the hamsters, really. So we get to New Orleans, Louisiana, right? To the lakefront arena. Yes, indeed. I pop off that tarp. I got 50 beautiful, hydrated little frickin' baby bears ready for new homes, okay? We pop off my associate's tarp. He only has 19 hamsters left. What the fuck happened, Joel? He was only dripping up front like this, because he's an idiot. He wasn't dripping over here in his peripheries. He didn't notice that his truck bed wasn't sealed off appropriately. They had a way out by the taillight. And in 70 miles, he had 31 little hamsters just shawshanking out the back of that truck. Can you even imagine driving behind this guy? All 31 times, you'd be like, no way is that a hamster with a Sublime tattoo? What'd you put in my Mountain Dew, Donna? They said it would take a hamster 600 years to get out of this here prison. But 31 did it in less than 70 miles. That's both the best and worst Morgan Freeman impersonation you've ever heard. That's a twofer. You're welcome. So we get there, man. We set up shop, you know? I'm down 31 units. No matter how hard I get out there and vend, I can't make that money up. And Mr. Kenny, he was the boss. He actually was, he was the fellow that paid for the gasoline. And that is the boss, okay? He only had one eye, but the other one came in hot, felt like two. He said, "You're working," and when the boss said you're working, you worked. So I'm out there barking, I'm vending these hamsters, right? I get them into somebody's hand that's on ecstasy, you know? Then I ask them for the 20 bucks, they give me the 20. Now the upsell was, where I made my money was I would sell them a name, you know? Second they gave me that 20, I'd be like, "What's its name?" And they'd be like, "Good, good, 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 good." And I'd be like, "See, Quiet Cheryl." We had this lady that worked with us named Quiet Cheryl, one of my associates. She was deaf, I think, or just a real bitch. She wouldn't talk to you, so one or the other, you know? But for $5 extra, she would write a name on the sandwich sack that the hamster came in, okay? Yeah. And people thought since she was deaf, the names was coming from God, going right out her arm. She was a conduit. So she would just wait till the Lord just hit her in the stem with an idea, and then it would just flow out of her hand right onto that bag through a Mark's a lot. Just whatever just clipped her in the brain, just Ezekiel, Samuel, Blitzen, whatever. So this one dude comes bouncing out on that dust. I hit him with that hamp, right? He gives me that 20. I'm like, "What's its name?" He's like, "Good, good, 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 good." I'm like, "See, Quiet Cheryl." This dude moseys over there. Cheryl waits till she gets felt in the stem. She hits that bag with that marker. J-O-S-E. I think she meant Josie. This dude took 4 steps. He goes, "Jose, I ain't buying no fucking Mexican hamster, right?" Throws this sandwich-sacked hamster, hits me right in the chest, dude. Feels cute as fuck. Ripped down the water pen, flipped over the sales table, beat Mr. Kenny's ass, man. Beat the sight back into that man's eye. This Asian guy got electrocuted. He wasn't with us, but that's God's plan for him. And I lost my job, man. And I think the message is that racism ruins everything. I think that's the message, man. Because nobody was doing the kind of work we were doing. Finding new homes for rodents after midnight. Nobody was doing that kind of work. Oh, it's easy to find an animal a new home in the dayshine when the Lord out there with his big bulb on you. You get out there 1 a.m., 2 a.m.s, when they got crack addicts in the distance on bicycles, trying to suck each other off behind the Shoney's. And you try to sell hamsters. Nobody was doing the kind of work we were doing. Praise God, man. All right, I'm Theo Vaughn. Thank you so much.